Kirkland raw honey, the closest thing on any shelf to a food that never dies. Archaeologists have pulled edible honey from ancient Egyptian tombs, thousands of years old. Still good. Why? Low water content and natural acidity. Bacteria simply cannot live in it. That's not folklore. That's chemistry. Honey preserves itself indefinitely with zero effort from you. But it's not just calories. Honey has been a wound dressing for thousands of years. Its antibacterial pull draws moisture right out of bacteria. Field medicine has leaned on it for good reason. Dab it on a burn or a cut, and it fights infection while it seals. That's a real tool. It soothes coughs and sore throats too. Handy when there's no pharmacy open for miles. And in every collapse, honey trades like a premium good. Everybody wants it, and it never goes bad. So you're buying calories, medicine, and barter in one jar. That kind of overlap is rare. You treat a wound with it when the kit runs dry. You trade a jar for almost anything you need. Civilians see a breakfast sweetener. You see a survival multi-tool that outlives you. Buy it by the tub. Everything you've grabbed so far tells a story. Let me show you where it leads. Picture Sarajevo. The siege ran roughly 1,425 days, over 3 years without normal supply, no working stores, no reliable power, no trucks coming in. Sound familiar yet? Here's what happened to money. It stopped mattering. Goods became the currency overnight. A single cigarette bought bread. A can of meat traded for days of wages. Salt, sugar, coffee, honey, candles, batteries. Those became cash on the street. Now look back at your cart. The salt, the sugar, the honey. You're already holding barter capital. That's the shift most people never see coming. You're not just feeding your family. You're stocking the currency of a broken economy. The people who thought that far ahead in Sarajevo ate. The ones who didn't begged. Now let's keep building. Kirkland olive oil and cooking oil, the 2-liter bottle, about $22.99. Fat is the calorie multiplier your store probably lacks. Most people forget it entirely. Think about it. A tablespoon of oil is around 120 calories of pure energy. That stacks up fast. Oil also lets you actually cook. You fry the rice, you crisp the beans. Real meals, not sad mush. There's a hidden reason too. Fat helps your body absorb the vitamins locked in your stored food. Without it, some of those nutrients pass right through you. That's a slow loss you'll never see happening. Keep it in a cool, dark spot. It holds its quality for many months. You turn dry staples into food people actually want. You pull more calories out of every single meal. Civilians stock a mountain of starch and forget the fat. Then they wonder why they feel weak. You stock both. Your meals stay real and your body stays fueled. That's the trained way to eat through a crisis. You feed your family better on the very same calories. You waste nothing. Bulk coffee. Ground and instant. This one surprises people every time. Coffee has no real calories, no nutrition to speak of. And yet, it might trade better than food. In nearly every modern collapse, coffee became a shadow currency. It moved fast in Sarajevo and across hyperinflation economies. Why? People crave it hard. Craving creates demand. Demand creates value when cash is dead paper. There's a practical side too. Caffeine keeps you sharp for night security and long labor. Pulling a watch at 3 in the morning is brutal. A hot cup makes it possible. And the morale hit of that hot cup in a grinding crisis is real. Small comforts hold people together. Instant coffee stores for years and weighs almost nothing. Perfect trade goods. You hold a good the whole street wants. You stay awake on the watch nobody else can pull. You don't even have to drink it. A Costco-sized supply of a cheap comfort good converts straight into leverage. Civilians only buy what they'll personally use. You buy a surplus, you'll trade. That surplus is the whole point. Canned vegetables. Del Monte and Kirkland multi-packs. A 12-pack of corn runs about $12.99. A store of pure rice and beans has a gap. It's heavy on starch and light on vitamins. Canned corn, green beans, carrots, and mixed veg close that gap. Vitamins, minerals, and water content in every can. Don't dump the liquid down the drain. Use it in your cooking. Nothing gets wasted. These store for years and need no prep at all. Open the can and heat it. This is how you keep a long-term diet from quietly wrecking your health. Balance matters more than people think. Live on starch alone for weeks and your body starts sending you the bill. Fatigue, weakness, slow healing. You keep your family off a pure starch diet. You dodge the slow decline that nobody warns you about. Stack a wide range of them. Variety keeps people eating instead of choking down the same bowl. Cheap, simple, and boring. Boring is exactly what carries you through a long emergency. Bulk bottled water and water storage jugs. Yes, even with pool shock already on hand. Here's the logic. In the first chaotic days, your treatment routine isn't running yet. You need water in hand right now while you set up your system. That's what bottled water buys you. The military plans on roughly 1 gallon per person per day, drinking and basic hygiene combined. Run the numbers for your family. 4 people for 2 weeks is over 50 gallons. That adds up quick. Costco's 40-count Kirkland water and its larger storage jugs give you a real buffer measured in days. This isn't your long-term answer. Pool shock is. This is the bridge that carries you to it. Fill every storage jug from the tap the moment trouble looks likely, before the pressure drops. You give yourself a running start. You aren't scrambling for a drink on day 1 like everyone else. Grab a few cases, then get your treatment system dialed in behind them. Never rely on the bottles alone. Now one from the paper goods aisle nobody expects. Overnight maxi pads and tampons. Stay with me. These are engineered to absorb blood under pressure while staying sterile in the pack. That is exactly what a trauma wound dressing has to do, exactly the same job. Improvising them for bleeding wounds is an old field trick. It works because the design matches the need. A tampon fits a deep, narrow wound. A maxi pad covers a wide one and holds pressure on it. That's real bleeding control from a $2 box. Compare that to a pricey trauma dressing. They do more too. They make excellent fire tinder. They pre-filter dirty water before you treat it. You pack a wound with something built for the job. You stock a barter good half the population needs. Civilians see a hygiene product and skip past it. You see one of the most versatile medical items in the store. And in a long crisis, they move fast as barter. Half the population needs them and they run out early. A bulk box costs almost nothing today. Buy it and tuck it into your medical stock. You'll never regret it. You stop a bad bleed with a box from the paper aisle. You trade the rest when you need to. Kirkland canned tomatoes, sauce, and paste, the unsung hero of a long-term pantry. Plain survival starch gets grim fast. People stop eating. That is a real danger, not a small one. Tomato products turn bland rice and beans into meals people actually want. That keeps morale off the floor. They bring vitamin C and lycopene too. That's nutrition, not just taste. Vitamin C matters more than you'd think. It's exactly what a stored food diet runs short on. Costco's Kirkland canned tomatoes are cheap by the case and genuinely good quality. They store for years without fuss. Buy a stack and build your hot meals around them. When food is fuel and nothing more, people fade. Flavor keeps them in the fight. You keep people eating when the food gets dull. You protect the morale that keeps everyone moving. A pot of something that smells like a real dinner does more for a family than you'd guess. Stop and count what you've built. 15 items in. Look at what you're holding. You can make thousands of gallons of water safe. You've got months of calories, rice, beans, oats, oil. You've got protein you can eat cold, vitamins, sanitation, and a shelf of barter goods. That's not a cart anymore. That's a plan. This is the line where a shopper becomes a survivor. If you want the whole stockpiling picture the way I'd build it, that same guide is linked in the description to keep offline. Halfway there. The back half is where the real edge is. Keep going. Unscented household bleach. Plain. No scent. No additives. No splash guard formula. Most people store it as a cleaner. It's a disease prevention lifeline in disguise. At about 8 drops of 6% bleach per gallon, it makes questionable water safe to drink. Let it sit 30 minutes. If it doesn't smell faintly of chlorine, add 8 more drops and wait again. Diluted, it sanitizes surfaces and gear. That stops the illnesses that spread in crowded, dirty conditions. Now the catch. Bleach loses its punch within about 6 to 12 months. It fades right there on the shelf. That's exactly why Pool Shock sits at item 1. Pool Shock is the long-term backup bleach can't be, so you run both. Bleach for now and for cleaning, Pool Shock for the long haul. You make questionable water drinkable in minutes. You kill the germs that race through a crowded house. Buy the scentless kind only. The scented stuff isn't safe to treat drinking water with. People never realize the jug under their sink treats water and fights disease. You do. Rotate it and keep it fresh. Kirkland AA and ADA batteries, the 48 count, about $15.99. Your flashlight is useless without power. So is your emergency radio. That radio is how you get real information when the grid and your phone are dead. Don't neglect it. When the power's out, rumors spread faster than facts. A radio cuts through the panic. Stored cool out